everybody, welcome into this week's edition of the Coach O Show, providing you an inside look at Northern Michigan Wildcat football. My name is Ryan Beckman, along with Wildcat head football coach Chris Ostrowski, and coming up on this week's show, we look back at the Wildcats' 31-14 win over Quincy in their home opener. We'll take a look at highlights, we'll talk with wide receiver Marcus Tucker, and look ahead to the homecoming matchup with the Hillsdale Chargers. And Coach, as we get into it, good solid win for the football team against a very good Quincy team this past Saturday.
Good solid win, no question. I think from a coaching perspective, you evaluate all three phases of the game, and I thought we played hard. I thought we finished, which was critical for us. I thought we played with some character late in the game. It was a really good day for us as a program.
Especially for your quarterback, Shea Brown, kind of a bounce-back game for him. 23 of 26 passing, over 350 yards through the air, and 3 touchdowns.
Yeah, no question. I think our approach was a little different from the week before. I think that was critical and that was obvious, and I'm proud of him. He responded.
How about your wide receiver? We're going to talk to you a little bit later in the program, Marcus Tucker. 3 touchdown receptions, which ties a school record, and over 200 yards receiving. Yeah,
as special of a player as he is, and I think anyone that watches this player or is close to the program understands how talented he is. He's better on the inside. He is the complete package. He's just a great kid, and we're blessed to have him. I love him, and he's going to have 9 great football games here to finish his career at Northern, and big day for him for sure.
The guys were in need of a little depth at the running back position on Saturday, and really stepped up. Aaron Harris, who listed as the 3rd string to start the season, but 18 carries and over 80 yards. Yeah,
I think that's the true mark of a program that's becoming a program. There's some people outside the program, and when you got to control the controllables, and sometimes when you're building, there's noise to deal with, if you will. And I think the noise got a little bit quieter. You're creating depth when your 3rd string tailback competes and does it at that level. It's a good sign. At the same time, it's a game, it's a win, and it's not worth much more than that. But Aaron did a great job for us, and I'm excited for him.
But on the other side of the football, on the defense, you hold Quincy to 2 yards rushing at halftime, at just over 60 yards for the game. I mean, just phenomenal job run defense, but also against a very good quarterback.
Yeah, I think we. There were some things that we talked about, Coach Ballard and myself, early in the season, and one of the things were understanding the importance of stopping the run. I think in this league, in college football today, you got to force teams to throw the football, and stopping the run is critical, and I think our defense did a heck of a job.
And all in all, I guess I would assume practice leading up to the game was solid for you guys.
It was a great week. It was a focused week. You could tell it was a week with a little bit of a chip on our shoulder, and we went about our business day by day.
All right, we'll take a break here on the Coach O Show. We'll talk with Marcus Tucker next.
The Coach O Show is sponsored by
Welcome back to the Coach O Show. Our guest tonight, senior wide receiver Marcus Tucker. And Marcus, nice to have you on the program. Let's talk first of all about Saturday's performance, 31-14 win, and a special performance for you, 10 receptions, 205 yards, 3 touchdowns in the game. Talk a little about your performance and just the game itself.
Like you said, I had a pretty well game, and I was just excited with the way that I played. I was excited about the way that we played and executed as an offense. We had a lot of fun on Saturday, and coming out with the win was most important. But to play as well as I did Saturday, it was pretty nice, and it was fun. To be that electric and be that spark for my football team, I take a lot of pride in that, so it felt great.
Talk a little about the wide receiver group as a whole. I mean, a lot of talent there and a lot of depth as well.
I would tell anybody, I feel like we have the best wide receiving core in the GLIAC, and I would say that in front of anybody. I'm not afraid of saying that. We got Keandre Craig, we have Paris Woods, Trey Hipke, Austin Young. I mean, just all of us are a lot the same in a way. We're all blue-collar guys. We will get in there and work, and that's what we do, man. We're not afraid of getting our noses dirty, digging out linebackers, catching the tough passes, and beating you with speed and blocking on the perimeter. We just love doing that.
Now in your senior season, if you look back to your first year here at Northern Michigan, how do you feel that you've improved as a player in your time here?
Really, I got better in the film room, and I got better with learning in general. I've learned so much through Chris Ostrowski and so much through Marcus Knight. Those guys just have really instilled in me a way in going about my business, and the same way going and getting better through film. Watching film, working, getting the techniques down, actually taking the things that they've been coaching us to do and implementing them on the football field has really taken my game to the next level.
How about talk a little more about Marcus Knight as a coach, and especially kind of the things that you've learned with him, and you know, what he brings to the program.
Yeah, well, Coach Knight brings a lot of knowledge. A whole lot of knowledge. He played, of course, at Michigan, won a national championship, went to the NFL, played in the NFL Europe, played in the Arena League. He's just been so many places, and he knows so much about the wide receiver position. It's just a blessing to be able to sit and learn up under a guy who has been so far in his career with wide receiving, and that's the thing. A lot of guys in this league don't have that, and we're blessed enough to be in a situation where we have a guy that's knowledgeable like Coach Knight.
You guys are heading into homecoming week real quick here. What does homecoming week mean to you as a player and as a student?
Well, I haven't won a homecoming since I've been here. So once again, it's all about getting a W. That's all that I care about.
All right, Marcus, we appreciate your time.
All right, thank you.
We'll take a break. We'll continue with more of the Coach O Show after this. Welcome back to the Coach O Show. Got the video board behind us. That must mean it's time to take a look at highlights from the Wildcats' 31-14 win over the Quincy Hawks. And Coach, at home for the first time this season. And let's get into it. Take a look at those offensive highlights.
Yeah, you know, it's great to see things when it works for us. And we're clicking a little bit here, so we're just going to throw a little hitch route in an open space. And then at that point, you know, players have to be players. Marcus does a great job catching the football and getting upfield. And then, what people miss here is obviously we do a great job beating them with speed and getting in the end zone. But when you look right here in this area here, down in the end there, Keandre Craig doing a great job blocking, kind of runs his route. Then he clears them and blocks them, and that kind of really opens up the cylinder for Marcus. Does a great job finding the end zone, and that was a good football play for us. I believe that was our first touchdown of the day, and on our opening drive, so it was pretty good. And then we talk about this every week, right? That's just a tight view for everybody at home to understand when we're in a teaching mode from an offensive line perspective.
Well, how much does having Keandre Craig back this year help you guys out? As you can see with the block there.
Yeah, you know, I think his presence physically is what's impressive. He does a great job blocking on the perimeter. He's long. He's a tough kid, and you know, another one of those guys. You know, I say this a lot, but I truly mean it. Another one of those guys. I love that kid, and he's just got to stay the course, and he's going to be a special player.
Absolutely. Let's take a look at what we got here.
Okay, this was a big moment in the game here. We go down and we get in the end zone on a quarterback sneak, fumble the football, right? And we'll leave it at that.
Sure.
We'll say we fumble the football, and they go down the field and score. So this is the next drive to answer, and this is one of those as a head coach you say, you know, maybe we are turning the tide a little bit. The whole building felt, here comes Northern again, except us as a football program. And this was the ensuing drive, if you will. And Marcus does a great job splitting the safeties. And of course, you know, football is a funny game, man. You need 11 people to execute for it to be good. And I think the route complements itself. The protection's good. And Shea stands really tall, sees it, releases it with a little fluidity, if you will. And then we catch the football, make somebody miss, and we're in the end zone there. So it's a big football play for us there.
And you talk about answering back. That was just a two-play drive for you guys.
Yeah, that was. I think it was third down, Ryan.
Okay, three-play drive. Okay,
I think it was third down, but either way, it was a big answer, and we got in the end zone. And at that point, you start to say, you know, that's pretty big drive at that moment. You go 3 and out and punt, and it's drama all over again as we go. And we're looking here at the end of the drive. Now this is Aaron Harris, third in our depth chart, right? We do a tremendous job driving the field, and this really put the game away. We did it running the football, which is something we really need to do to be successful late in games. And then our offensive line does a great job blocking, just a base scheme for us. We get a hat and then he just hits it vertically, and that young man's going to be a heck of a football player.
Absolutely. Talk about the offensive line a little more and the performance that they had before Wyatt got hurt. He was racking up the yards too.
Yeah, there's no question. I think they did a great job coming into the game, understanding the focus, the plan, if you will, and they play with real good pad level, or playing physical, and that's really important for that group.
Absolutely. And from this angle as well, one more time.
Yeah, we take the O-line angle, and again, it's getting a hat in a hat, and they're twisting and they're active, and Aaron's just got to hit it vertically. He does it, breaks a tackle, and gets himself in the end zone.
Talk a little more about Aaron Harrison and what you expect from him as he progresses.
He's young. He's young in the program. He's a young man that actually played high school football in New Jersey for a dear friend of mine that's a high school coach there, and said, hey, you got to take a look at this guy, and we did. And we said, hey, let's bring him out and see if he can contribute. And just a really good kid, and he'll continue to grow, like I said, and get a little bit smarter, get a little bigger, a little bit stronger, and he's a good one.
And all in all, a good offensive day for the entire offense, kind of a rebound game for the offense.
No question, a rebound day that needed to happen.
Absolutely. All right, Coach, we'll take a break. When we come back, we'll take a look at those defensive highlights. So stick with us. More on the Coach O Show right after this.
The Coach O Show is sponsored by
Back here on the Coach O Show as we continue looking at highlights from the Wildcats' 31-14 win over the Quincy Hawks on Saturday. Time now to take a look at some stellar defensive highlights.
Yeah, let's do that. As we turn around and look here defensively, this was a great deal for us. I'll tell you why. This came after a huge throw. So this was first and 10 inside the 15-yard line there after about a 50 or 60-yard gain. And this is the way we respond on first down. They come out, go play action pass, and we do a great job. That's Jerry Buxton, right, from the Upper Peninsula, Gladstone product. Does a great job playing with a great motor, and that's a huge football play for you. You're first and 10 inside the 15-yard line. Now you're second and 30 from the 30-yard line. It's a big deal. It's a big change, and it's momentum switch. So you hear it all the time. You got to switch the momentum. You got to keep doing those things to be successful. And again, Jerry's right there as our 3 technique, and just does a great job of understanding leverage, playing with great hands, and gets quarterback, and just does a heck of a job there.
And one of the guys that since he came to Northern, since he came to Marquette, has been talked about on that defensive line as a phenomenal player.
Every single day he's gone about his work. He's blue collar, he's tough, he's a wonderful kid, he really is, and we're lucky to have someone of his character, and he'll continue to grow and get better, bigger and stronger and faster as well. But you're right, from the second he walked on campus, there was impact.
Absolutely.
Okay, so now we get ourselves in another long yardage, and our back's up against it a little bit. I mean, we're right there on their side of the field. And it's a big third down, and Dante Holmes makes a great sack. He's coming from the end position there, Allentown, Pennsylvania. I won't hold that against him. I think he's an Eagle fan or something like that, but he's coming off the edge there and does a great job just beating him with speed and physicality. He's just a long frame kid and understands leverage, and again, Coach Perella does a great job with that defensive front. And this is the same view we talked about offensively. So you get the back view, and you understand how to teach a little bit and go about your business that way. Just does a great job beating his guy there. It's just one-on-one, little battle.
Yeah, 3 sacks on the day for the Wildcat defense, and not only that, but made life uncomfortable for Quincy's quarterback all day long.
Yeah, no question about it. And he was a heck of a football player. He had a nice day for them, and we were able to step up and really do a great job. Yeah, this has kind of become our tune a little bit defensively. We're bending and not breaking. We're doing a great job in the red zone, and defenses that do that are usually really successful. And like we said last week, I think that's what's starting to become the norm for us. So now our back's against the wall. We're on the 5-yard line. Are we going to respond? And we get Quincy to turn the football over on a mistake, and first down Cats, and then we drove 90 yards and actually took a knee to end the football game, and they never got the ball back. So that was a great stop for us at the end. If we look at it from the tight view, and we just do a great job, and that's coming off the edge there. That's LJ Liston, who we talked about a little bit last week, right? And just forcing the issue a little bit before the mesh point, and Wildcats football.
Well, we talked about it, how the offense kind of got you back into it after Quincy scored to cut it to 3 points, but the defense was able to step back up and shut them down the rest of the way.
Oh, there's no question. There's no question. You know, this is a football team. This is not an offense or a defensive situation. We're going to win as a football team, and we're starting to get that.
Talk more. Let's talk about Dante Holmes. A couple of sacks on the day, and really was phenomenal in getting to the backfield and stopping not only the quarterback but also the run game.
You know, he's a similar kid to Jared Buxton in regards to the second he walked on campus, he's had a positive impact on the program. You know, we call these guys low maintenance guys because they just show up for work every day and do everything you ask of them. Doll of a kid, hard worker, physical, and he's a senior now, and God, how time flies. So I'm really proud of Dante. He's going to leave here with a degree from Northern Michigan. He's on that trail, and he's got 9 more football games to play, and I know he's going to do a great job for us.
Absolutely. We'll take a break here on the Coach O Show. Hit the final segment when we come back. Welcome back to the Coach O Show as we head to the final segment here on tonight's show, and homecoming week for you guys, Coach. And always a special week with homecoming alumni coming in and all that. Talk a little bit about it from the coaching standpoint and what it means for you in the football program.
Yeah, you know, I think you know, homecoming on every college campus, especially campuses that have football, right? It's a special day. It's a celebration of the university for us, a celebration of what it means to be a Wildcat, and I think this one has a little bit special meaning. We're going to honor the 1975 national championship team, and excited to have those guys around our guys, and just an extraordinary story. To see a team in '74 go 0-10 to go and win the national championship, it's extraordinary, and it's a special group of players, and they've really built the lore that is Northern Michigan football that carried on really for 15 years after that. So I'm excited for that, obviously, and to see all the guys back, and you want to put a good product on the field that represents this program for what we think it stands for today in 2015. I think our student base will be excited, making noise. I know that as an athletic department, there's all kinds of great things we're doing in the tailgating deal. It's a 4 o'clock start. It's perfect. Playing a good football program, a good GLIAC football program. Should be a great day.
Well, let's talk about that GLIAC football program, the Hillsdale Chargers. They come in at 1-1, but just a tremendous team in the GLIAC.
Yeah, you know, what they have, they've had a great run now. They're steady, they're consistent. They do things the same way from year to year. If you watch them on film, I think they're 2 or 3 years removed from being GLIAC champions. If you watch them on film from 5 years ago, they're doing the same thing. In terms of the way their guys look, the way they play, they clearly have an identity. Great challenge for us, a great barometer to see where we are. I know last year was a great football game, and the year before that was a great football game, close down to the end, and we're excited to play.
Yeah, I would imagine that your football team's ready to go and ready to hit the field again on Saturday.
Yeah, no question. Homecoming in the Dome, we'll be ready.
All right, Coach, well, we appreciate it. Best of luck on Saturday, and we'll talk to you next week.
Appreciate it.
All right, that's going to wrap it up for this week's edition of the Coach O Show. We're back next week to talk Wildcat football. Thanks for tuning in, everybody.
The Coach O Show is sponsored by